I'm telling you right now, brace yourself, because Karoline Leavitt, she just snapped on Democrats as she highlights the abuse of USAID funds going to DEI, in the process exposing CNN. Schumer, that guy's in sheer panic mode. And last but not least, they are protesting the pause of USAID.
And here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look. Because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on.
Listen to this, y'all.
$1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Thank you, guys.
And they are wasting no time doing so. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Look, $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplace. $70K for a production of DEI musical in Ireland. And y'all had the nerve to be upset with Donald Trump when that whole situation that happened, and the first thing he said was DEI. And y'all like, oh, that's racist, that's racist. Look at this. Wow. A whopping $1.5 million in wasteful spending. DOGE has cut over $1 billion in a week, according to Colin Rugg. Now, y'all just heard what Karoline just said. Why CNN just run this lie? Why did they just run this lie right after that?
Does he have a point, do you think, Senator, that money should be spent in a way that's not contradictory to American interests?
Well, listen, Marco Rubio knows better. He knows what he said isn't true. USAID doesn't spend money independently. They spend money based upon specific allocations of money to spend in advance of U.S. national security interests prescribed by Congress.
Let's go back real quick. $47K for transgender opera in Colombia.
They spend money based upon specific allocations of money to spend in advance of U.S. national security interests prescribed by Congress. So Congress writes a law that dictates how USAID spends money to make sure that we're countering Chinese influence inside Africa, to make sure that we don't lose access to critical mineral supplies, so that we're fighting back against Hezbollah in Lebanon, so that we're helping South American countries stop the flow of migrants to the United States. It is just not true, as Elon Musk and now, unfortunately, Marco Rubio are saying, that USAID has some independent mandate separate from how money is authorized to them from Congress. The fact of the matter is USAID is not moving inside state. USAID is shut down. They are effectively shut down. There are a handful of programs that are continuing, but most all of their activity around the world that helps protect U.S. interests are not functioning. And as you mentioned today, nobody showed up for work today and likely tomorrow. That means U.S. taxpayers are paying the salaries of USAID employees who are sitting home all week instructed to do nothing. That's a fraud that's being perpetuated on the taxpayers of the United States, that we're paying these
He's serious.
People's salaries, and they are being told, don't report for work, don't do anything. And I guess the question everybody's asking today is why? Why is the Trump administration doing this? Who does this benefit? And that's something Congress has to get to the bottom of.
Elon Musk and his aides have gotten access to critical government computer systems, including...
Yes, they did, and they shut them down. Somebody said if that were true, there'd be no USAID. And all of it would be in the DOD budget. I don't know what the DOD budget is. Every time they open their mouth, it's a lie. If USAID, AID, is spending money on national security, they are acting unlawfully. Amen to that. The fact that he's sitting here trying to say, yeah, these funds are going over here and going over there, but you just had Karoline sit there and break it down. I know it went to more stuff. And I don't doubt that when John F. Kennedy, which we're going to get into in a bit, when he started this whole thing, it was with good intention. But we see what it's evolved into, okay? Things change. Yep, nearly all USAID employees have lost access to their emails and portals due to actions taken by Elon Musk and DOGE. Per PBS, the Democrats slush funds for corruption on its knees. And they're about to be fully exposed. Yes, I can see why Chuck Schumer is in sheer panic mode. Because everything is about to be exposed this year. It's 2025, right? Speaking of Schumer.
This is just the beginning. I also know this is just the beginning. If DOGE attacks USAID today, then you can be sure they'll move on to another target tomorrow.
One more time.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Postal Service or the IRS or even the Social Security Administration. They could be next. Or maybe our national security agencies. I also know this is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah, you trying to make this sound like a bad thing? You have somebody saying, hey, America want to know where their money is being, how their money is being spent. Yeah, we need to see how you spending it. And then also if you spending it on the things that you say we paying for. And somehow that's an attack on the way he's trying to frame it. I'm summing it all up. That's somehow an attack on democracy. Schumer. What you hiding, Schumer? What you hiding, Schumer? USAID was created by an executive order by Kennedy, not by Congress. It's been the Democrats' weapon of choice against foreign countries for decades, and they've used it against us too. It's now a crime scene. Thankfully, they locked up employees out so they couldn't destroy the evidence. Somebody said, oh no, Chuck's having a meltdown again. Imagine being this terrified of efficiency, accountability, and someone like Elon exposing the useless bureaucratic trash you've been defending for decades. Must be exhausting trying to keep all that government waste afloat. I mean, it gotta be, man. Let's take a look at this post from Chief Nerd right here. Let me get this straight. Falsies NIAID and USAID sent over $40 million in U.S. taxpayer support to a scientist in Wuhan who was working on y'all know what platform we on. I'm going ahead and retweet this for y'all right now. If y'all want to catch that, make sure y'all follow me on X at kingdomreacts up here. Yeah, do that ASAP. Wow. America, that right there is deep. It's about to get real painful. The truth is going to be real painful to get through in these next couple of years. I mean, as we go through these next couple of years, but I feel like it's time for us to get we've been desensitized. It's time for us to toughen up. Okay, we gotta start being able to look at this information and be able to assess it, come to our own conclusions without media influence. Very much so necessary. Now, Democrats are protesting the pause of these USAID funds. I keep calling it USAID. It's USAID.
Frozen until a waiver was thrown together after the fact. Let me say that again. Prisoner guards overseeing thousands of ISIS combatants walked off the job. This is real life. This is street. Further, I'm urging my fellow Democrats to use every legislative tool we have at our disposal to slow down and stop this crime from succeeding.
More threats. Democrats, they don't learn. They're freaking out, according to Liz of TikTok, because their money laundering criminal organization, which they benefited from for decades at the expenses of American taxpayers, has been exposed. The grift is up, y'all. This guy Jamie Raskin, though?
Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
He terrified of Elon. I ain't gonna lie. Elon got this man shook.
You didn't create USAID. The United States Congress did for the American people.
I'm glad you said that because that makes me want to go back and read the caption of this post. USAID was created by executive order by JFK, not Congress, you communists. It can be dismantled by executive order.
And just like Elon Musk did not create USAID, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are. We're going to stop him. Elon Musk, you may have illegally seized power over the financial payment systems of the United States Department of Treasury, but you don't control the money of the American people. The United States Congress does that under Article 1 of the Constitution.
Hey, I'm just saying, be careful, my guy. Elon got robots, bro. They can drive right to your house, too.
And just like the president who is elected to something cannot impound the money of the people, we don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk. And that's going to become real clear.
Mm-hmm.
This illegal, unconstitutional interference with congressional power is threatening lives all over the world. I'm hearing from my constituents who work for USAID and USAID contractors in Maryland, in Washington, all over the world, and they're telling us that this is a killer in terms of their cutoff of HIV and AIDS preemption. It's a killer.
Y'all see what these Democrats do? They trying to attach it to something personal and make it seem like Elon Musk's overall goal was to stop people from being able to get HIV research or treatment to some capacity. These people are so disingenuous.
In terms of anti-malarial education, it's a killer. In terms of all of the efforts to shut down global viruses. Now, I don't know what Elon Musk's intentions are. I don't know what Elon Musk's motivations are. I don't know what his purposes are, but they've got nothing to do with what has been lawfully adopted by the people of the United States of America.
Quite literally, he was employed to do exactly what he did. Literally. Like, they even told you they was going to do it before the campaign.
Through the Congress of the United States, we're going to defend USAID all the way.
Still going?
And I want to say finally this. I've heard some murmurings in support of this outrageous, scandalous, illegal maneuver.
That's everybody's favorite thing. I heard some this, I heard some that, I heard that. When they ain't got nothing sufficient, you know what? Because that's what my mama used to do to me. I'm going to just keep it real. Look, the jig is up, parents. Okay, I'm a parent too now, but you know, seasoned parents. Y'all used to say, man. I know. Play the video, okay.
That they just need some time to do some studies for evaluations. Well, I've heard from multiple constituents working in USAID that they have removed all evaluations from the USAID website and they have shut down immediately, as of right now, all of the evaluations taking place of USAID efforts all over the world. This has nothing to do with evaluation. This is about termination and obliteration of the major foreign aid programs of the United States of America, all of which together total less than $40 billion. We have a Pentagon budget of $900 billion. The Pentagon budget is where the defense contractor Elon Musk, who became the richest man in the world off of our money, he collects.
Shut up. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all want to see that full clip? You gotta go to Collar Rub page. This guy, shut up. I already gotta listen to some more of y'all whack crime whiners who cry over the fact that y'all actually getting held accountable. Oh my God. Somebody said ultimately these Congress idiots need to talk to Secretary of State Rubio as their acting director of USAID. I know that's right. I guess Raskin didn't get the memo. What is this? Dear Elon, it was good to work with the DOGE team this weekend. We must keep all our American government employees safe, and we must protect America. What is this? U.S. Department of Justice, Edward R. This was sent February 3rd. Oh, wow. Look like the DOGE is working appropriately after years of, what do you call that? Debauchery. USAID, Money Laundering Corporation. Somebody else had it. Okay. I don't really know what that memo is too much about. Let me. Oh. Last week, we indicted an economist who worked at the Fed for economic a sponge for the communist Chinese. Please be very aware that there are those who are acting against our American people in every way. Refer to us any questionable conduct or details that you find. Okay. So this was Edward R. Martin, a U.S. state's attorney, sending that to Elon today. Whatever. I say whatever because if I'm being completely honest, I'm not necessarily I'm just not understanding everything that's going on. Those being targeted. Oh, okay. So he's saying that he's extending help to Elon Musk. He's like, look, bro, if you need some help, holler at us. We got you. It says, I recognize that some of the staff at DOGE has been targeted publicly. At this time, I ask that you utilize me and my staff to assist in protecting the DOGE work and the DOGE workers. Got it now. All makes it my fault, y'all. It took me, let's say, I'm a little slow, okay? And I didn't vet that. I just kind of did it in the middle of the video, which is horrible because I'm sure a lot of people tuned out. But anyhow, Democrats lead a mob of protesters into the USAID headquarters. Somebody said it looks kind of insurrection-y to me.
As you probably saw, Elon Musk and his crew put a gag order on AID employees. They disconnected them from email, which is putting lives at risk around the world. So we are here to enter the building and so we can hear firsthand from whoever is here at AID, or at least witness firsthand what is happening with this Elon Musk attempted takeover, which will not stand. We will prevail. Let's go.
Same thing Kamala said. And look what happened. All right, so look. These people, man. These people. Trump Gunner said, we must hold the line. Democrats are desperate because we touched their cash now. USAID, they're leading mobs into headquarters acting like it's an insurrection. We're not giving up. This fight is crucial. We'll stand firm. Hold the line. Trump Gunner posted. Now, what is this? Gotta get him a follow after that comment. Let's say DEI, military vax, USAID. Everything just getting checked off the list. Now you see the DC puppets being called into action because their masters have been exposed with USAID. They won't talk about facts about what was discovered. They only want to control the media narrative. That's how pathetic the system is. Florida now won at it. So somebody said it all makes sense now why, how you say it? I'm gonna say Omar. I don't know her first name. Ilhan or Omar. I said I was gonna say her last name, and then anyhow, I was a hypocrite. I was a Democrat for a second. Anyhow, it's so upset that Trump is pausing USAID funds. The United States has provided nearly $2.3 billion for humanitarian assistance in Somalia since fiscal year 22. Biden? What?
It is really, really a sad day in America. We are witnessing a constitutional crisis. We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made. What Trump and Elon and all of their cronies are trying to do is take away the constitutional power of Congress. We get to decide. We have the power of the purse. We get to decide where money is allocated, and it's the executive's power to make sure that that money gets to where it needs to get. When we talk about civil servants being let go, what we are talking about is not saving money. It's essentially saying they can get paid while they're home and their work doesn't get done on behalf of the American people. It is us, taxpayers, who are being ripped off. It is us, taxpayers, who are not getting the resources
that's our line
that we paid into. So I ask the American people, do you want people at home and getting a paycheck and not providing services to you? The answer is no. Do you want the executive making the only decisions in this country, or do you want the elected representatives that you sent to Washington making those policies? I am exceptionally upset about USAID. I lived in a refugee camp for 4 years as a child surviving civil war. It is the essential programs that USAID provided that kept my family and I fed and safe. It is the resources that so many people around the world rely on. And it is our soft power. Oftentimes, people interact with our country through the military. That does not create love for us, and it certainly does not keep us safe. When the world...
So what's up, Wowies? I mean, Cowies, I'm sorry. What's y'all make, little girl? Y'all know. Had to distract myself from that over there. Just for a little while. But yeah, she went on this unhinged rant claiming that Trump is this dictator because he's trying to save money to get rid of government corruption, as libs of TikTok added. I don't understand the mindset of these people. I genuinely don't. I can't garner the make it make sense part of this. Charlie Kirk posted, Secretary of State Mark Rubio just absolutely ripped the deep states slush fund known as USAID. I am acting director. Oh, he said, I am the acting director of USAID. My frustration is with, let's hear him say it.
Well, look, I mean, my frustration with USAID goes back to my time in Congress. It's a completely unresponsive agency. It's supposed to respond to policy directives of the State Department, and it refuses to do so. So the functions of USAID, there are a lot of functions of USAID that are going to continue, that are going to be part of American foreign policy, but it has to be aligned with American foreign policy. I said very clearly during my confirmation hearing that every dollar we spend and every program we fund, that will be aligned with the national interest of the United States. And USAID has a history of sort of ignoring that and deciding that there's somehow a global charity separate from the national interest. These are taxpayer dollars. And so I'm very troubled by these reports that they've been unwilling to cooperate with people who are asking simple questions about what does this program do, who gets the money, who are our contractors, who's funded, and that sort of level of insubordination makes it impossible to conduct the sort of mature and serious review that I think foreign aid writ large should have. We're spending taxpayer money here. These are not donor dollars. These are taxpayer dollars, and we owe the American people the the assurances that every dollar we are spending abroad is being spent on something that furthers our national interests. And so far, a lot of the people that work at USAID have just simply refused to cooperate.
Are you currently in charge of USAID? Or are you
I'm the acting director of USAID. I've delegated that authority to someone, but I stay in touch with him. And again, our goal was to go in and align our foreign aid to the national interest. But if you go to mission after mission and embassy after embassy around the world, you will often find that in many cases, USAID is involved in programs that run counter to what we're trying to do in our national strategy with that country or with that region. That cannot continue. USAID is not an independent, non-governmental entity. It is an entity that spends taxpayer dollars, and it needs to spend it, as the statute says, in alignment with the policy directives that they get from the Secretary of State, the National Security Council, and the President. And it's been 20 or 30 years where people have tried to reform it, and it refuses to reform. It refuses to cooperate. When we were in Congress, we couldn't even get answers to basic questions about programs. That will not continue. That's not going to continue.
That makes absolutely no sense. Sounds like this sector needs to be abolished altogether. Just get rid of it. I mean, they just ripping us off. So apparently the Secretary of State, who owns USAID, has no reservations about it being shut down. Suck it, Dims. In Deep State, you're done, bro. You're done.